Hello there everyone and welcome back to Let's Play The Lost Vikings. In the last part, Eric the Swift, Baleog the Fierce and Olaf the Stout got captured in this spaceship by some alien dude and have to return home. Will they manage to do it? Well, we will surely find out. We are playing on a European PAL version with English screen text on the SNES 9X GX emulator for the Wii homebrew channel, because the cartridge that I have only has German screen text. Okay, so we are in the 4th level with password grind. We can go down here and there are enemies. We are currently ignored that guy and also this one. There's also an apple, and yeah, this apple is the only real reason why you even should go down here, because other than that it only has the 2 enemies and not really anything in it. There's an electric barrier blocking our way here, and neither Olaf nor Baleog can go to the left. Only Eric can go to the left because he can jump. Yeah, and neither can Olaf and Baleog go to the right. So from the very beginning, the only option that you have is to go left using Eric's jumping ability. Is there anything behind this wall? Nope, there is not. Always worth checking out. Can drop down here. And there is indeed a secret here. Oh wow, it even leads to a different teleporter behind an invisible wall. And there's a dude here who's shooting. But yeah, we can just jump above his lasers. And we get a steak as a reward. As I've said, a steak fully replenishes your health. The maximum health that a Viking can have is 3 dots of life, as they currently all do have. There are these spiky thingies here. You have to jump above them with Eric. And now I can drive this elevator upwards, and I can push this button here to make the electricity barrier go away. And now that the elevator is up here, Baleog and Olaf can safely descend. Now we shall go with Olaf first, because he can block with his shield, and that's indeed necessary because there's something firing at us here. We don't currently see what it is, but if we jump to the right, we'll see it's a cannon that is firing. We are currently like standing inside the cannon, so it doesn't actually hit us when he fires because his lasers start slightly to the left of Eric, so we are kind of safe here. Let's just time this correctly. There we go. Right after the cannon was firing, we grabbed the key and went left. That key is required to go up there. There's also this slime guy, who really is no big threat at all. Don't even need to block his shots with Olaf. There we go. We opened that keyhole there. And now it's time to just demonstrate some things. I wonder what happens if you go into this into these spinning spike thingies. Who would have thought? You are dead. I think the password is called grind because you kinda died like in a meat grinder, sort of, with those spiky things. Okay, now, yeah, we don't have to give up yet. Even if one of your characters dies, you can still try to explore the level first so that you are better prepared in your next attempt. And here we have this gravitational field that puts you upwards. And you have to be careful because, as you can see, there's electricity up there. And I will just show you what happened when I tried to clear this stage for the first time in my life ever. I just went to the right here. I'm still holding right non-stop. And you hit the electricity. So yeah, how do you avoid this happening? I've played this game ages ago. Back then, my parents used to play video games even. And my father got stuck in this stage. He did not know what to do. He just tried to go to the right with all 3 characters here, but then hit his head on the electricity barrier with each and every one of the characters. I just wanted to demonstrate that, and also the death with the spiky grinding machine thing. But now I will do this stage for real. Just demonstrated these deaths really quickly. It will only take about a minute to get back where we were. We don't need that stake behind the wall to the left there. Don't need to grab that really. in general in stage 1 you don't really need health refilling items because the enemies are so easy in this first world, not in this first stage, in this first world I actually mean. Yeah, the only dangerous thing in the first world are things that kill you in one hit, such as electricity and other things. I accidentally got hit by one of the lasers of the cannon here. There we go, and now we're pretty much already where we have been before we died. And now we can try to figure out this part for real. Let's select Olaf because he has his shield. Okay, there are no enemies yet, but enemies will appear further to the right, like so. Can go here with Beliog and kill this guy. There we go. So, how do we actually get past this barrier of electricity? I will show you how. There are two ways to do it. There's one way that you are meant to do it, and there's also an alternative solution. I don't know what to demonstrate first. I think I will show the normal solution first, because I think that's the only possibility to show off both solutions in one run. When I played this game with my parents back then, in particular I played it with my mom alone, because my father wasn't at home, I said, hey look, there's something up here. So I told my mom to have Olaf put his shield up, and then have Eric jump on the shield, and then jump up here. And bam, there we go, we just acquired some weird looking item. Now let's see what it does. We get into the anti-gravitational field, we go up, then we use the item and we just go down. These are like anti-gravitational boots or something. So now these arrows don't affect Eric anymore. But yeah, how are you actually meant to do this part? I will show you now an alternative solution. Hopefully Eric won't go up when I switch characters. No, Eric still has the effect of those anti-gravitational boots, that's good. There's another strategy that you can use. That is this one. If you bump your head on a ceiling, then your character goes down for a short time before going back up. And that's how you can actually do this. We bump our head on the ceiling, then we press right immediately. We are currently going down, and now we're going back up. And now we still don't make it. That is weird. I swear that I was able to clear the stage with this method. I was able to skip the anti-gravitational boots. Is it maybe possible to only skip them with Eric because he moves faster? The exit looks different. I will be commenting on that later. But currently my demonstration has gone wrong. For reasons that I don't understand. I think only Eric might be able to get to the right side without acquiring the anti-gravitational boots. Fortunately, don't lose much time at all. This is an extremely short stage. So I hope you guys are not mad at me demonstrating various things here. There we go. Now we are going back down. We will actually use Olaf to block the cannon that is on the right there. We barely killed the slime guy with an arrow. I was immediately switching back to Eric, but the arrow was still barely on screen to defeat the slime guy. Okay. And let me immediately switch the character after entering the teleporter so that the camera moves a bit faster. Then we kill this guy. Oop, and we got hit once by him. Now let's see. Maybe Eric can successfully do this. Wait, carefully does it. I think Eric moves faster. Yep, Eric is faster. Even when he's gliding up here, he moves faster than the other two characters. So yes, with Eric, you can get to the right side without the gravitational boots, and then you press this button, and now as you can see, these arrow thingies here, they are not moving anymore, they are deactivated. And now the other two characters can cross to the right side too, because that is also what you would have had to do before, because only one character can use the anti-gravitational boots, and then the other two characters need to still be able to get to the right, and that's why you need to deactivate these anti-gravitational up arrow field thingies. Yeah, and so we've cleared this level without using the anti-gravitational boots. We can actually collect them for shits and giggles and finish this stage while having those boots in our inventory. As I've already said, you can't take items to the next stage, which is a shame, but yeah, they probably wanted that to avoid exploits like making stages in the future too easy by just bringing leftover items to the next stage. I mean, if you clear a stage well, then you could clear a stage with having lots of food items left, and if you would be able to take those food items with you to the next stage, then the next stage might become too easy. So yeah, the exit here looks different. Back then, when I was a little kid, I've never understood it. I thought it was like some sort of red triangle and a weird blue-black background. But yeah, what this is supposed to be is those red things are becoming smaller. This is because this is supposed to be three-dimensional. The red things are supposed to be like a staircase into the background, and then there's space, and then there's this white spinning thing, which is some sort of vortex. We will see what this does now. Are you guys sure we want to go in there? Maybe it leads back home! There's only one way to find out. Let's go! And there we go. There's this vortex that I mentioned. Beliog and Olaf are spinning around, and Eric is just screaming with his eyes wide open. Nice little scene there. And now we're in a different world. Via my numbering, this is kind of like stage 2-1, you know, world 2, stage 1, or stage 5 in total. Password is LLMO, but I actually have no idea what that's standing for. And then the characters all fall down like that, and you get their falling damage animation. But of course you don't actually receive falling damage. We all still start this stage with full health. That was intense. Yeah, what a ride! I think I'm going to be sick. Yeah. Okay, now we are in this stage. There's a key here. I think they call it prehistoric times, and I'm mentioning that now instead of right at the beginning of the stage because now you can see why. You see this sort of dinosaur guy walking up there, and that's why they call it prehistoric times. Even although I think it's more like some sort of lizard man guy, not really a dinosaur. But yeah, we are like in this jungle-themed stage. I mean, listen to the music. Sounds like some sort of old jungle to me. The floor is green, which indeed reminds me of a jungle. But yeah, it's all prehistoric. But now, pop quiz. Can a Viking swim? Nope, not in this game. See all their drowning animations. Also makes this nice little sound effect. And there we go. So the answer to the question of the pop quiz is nope, not in this game. And hence you have to avoid water at all costs. So let's try this stage again. And yes, there's also those huge mushrooms here in the background. So indeed, this always reminds me of a jungle-themed stage. Not really a forest. There are no trees in there yet or anything, but you know what I mean. With the green floor and stuff. This is like jungle-themed. And yeah, you can... this wall here is solid, but you can jump to the right and then you can go through there and then you can acquire the destroyer. That's how they call this item in German. I don't know what the official item of this, what the official name of this item here is. I'm about to use it. I will kill the enemies up there with the destroyer. There we go. We destroyed 2 lizard men and 1 snail with this. You can grab a food item here, and can't go up there. Then again, you use Eric's jumping skills to get behind this pool and grab yet another key. We won't be ramming this wall yet, but instead we will now bring the other two characters here, so that they can protect Eric from the snail that is behind that wall there. Alright, Beliok safely made it here. Now it's time for Olaf to join the party. We've killed the enemies up there, so this is nothing exciting, just walking from point A to point B. And now Olaf is here too. We will have him stand in front, and now we will ram this wall with Eric and make Olaf move further front. And now you can see the snail guy, he's shooting, or rather spitting green stuff at us, which we don't want to get hit by, but yeah, Olaf can safely block that. We've hit this guy with one arrow, but he didn't die. He got knocked back a little bit, but he survived the one arrow, but the second arrow kills him now. I mean, we are in stage 2 now, so of course we need 2 hits now to defeat enemies. How can we... Ah yeah, do you see it? The ceiling here is dark brown, but here it's a bit darker colored, which indicates that this is actually a hole which you can go through in order to grab this item here. This thing that I always call the shield. I don't know what it really is. Maybe it's some brown medallion thing. But the special thing is, unlike food, you can actually use this item even when you have 3 points of health. And what it does, as you can see, it gives you a 4th point of health. And it will always give you this blue special point of health that is always to the very far right, below the character image. Yeah, so now Eric actually has 4 points of life. But yeah, you cannot achieve having 4 points of life with only food. You need the special medallion shield thingy item. There you can see the snail shooting his poisonous spit or something. Yeah, there's now also a lizard man behind this wooden barrier thingy. Let us go here with Eric and use the red key. Now this... Oh, it was a door actually. It was a door that was shut. Now the lizard guy is attacking. He is biting Olaf's shield, which doesn't do anything. We just hit him once with the sword and he survived. We hit him one more time with the sword and he died. Rest in peace, as it says on his tombstone. And the snail guy can come as well, and 1 hit with the sword, 2 hit with the swords, and he dies. What I wanted to demonstrate here in particular is, well, first of all the enemies here, both the lizards and the snails, needed 2 hits to kill, and it doesn't matter whether you use arrows or the sword, they both are equally strong. Which technically means that the sword doesn't really have any advantage over the arrow. In fact, the arrow is long range, but it's still as strong as the sword. So there's almost no real point in using the sword, except that the sword is faster to use. Because as you can see here, the sword you can swing quite fast, but the arrows takes a bit of time to fire them. We can get this piece of meat here. Not that we need it. I mean, we are basically almost done with the stage. Now we open this door with the yellow key. Then there is water. You shoot an arrow at this thing here and then it goes down and becomes a bridge for the other people to cross. In fact, if we look at this, we activate the next bridge. We are at the exit already. Let me show you guys this again. They put a piece of meat in here at this part, even although after that part there were no more enemies. So there's no more reason for you to use a piece of meat, because there's nothing that can do a single point of damage. I mean, after the meat part, the only thing that can still kill you is this right here, the water, but that's instant kill and the meat won't help you there. So that's another useless health item. And that's what I've already tried to say in part 1. That they often put useless food and health items at random parts of the stage where they aren't even useful anymore. So now let's go to the exit. It's nice to be outside again. Those blue lizards were kinda cute. Yeah, I mean, they weren't trying to eat us. I don't think they were that cute. I think they honestly look kinda stupid. But anyway, the password here is FLOT. We will see at the next part why this password is FLOT. Because I will get to the point there where we will see why it's called like that, and I will explain it there. And I will see you guys in the next part.